6-4.
部活？ええ。あなたたちも漫然と放課後を過ごすくらいなら部活に入った方がいいわよ。偉そうに言っちゃって。
I mean, hang on, let me think. Karen does join the home ec club in her route. Wait. No. Karen joined the home ec club in, was it Julie's or Yorihime's route? I think it was Julie's route. Wait. Fuck. I'm blanking. Hang on. I think it was Yorihime's. God fucking damn it.
で、何に入るの?
See, because in Karen's route, she was, by the time they were, you know, at that stage of their relationship, she was already too paranoid to be by herself. Not to that extent. More like, Anna didn't want to transform into a fox in home ec.
料理部。あ、カリンは真似しないでちょうだいよ。
Or just cooking club.
誰が？私、食べるのは好きだけど、作るのは好きじゃないもんね。
Well, yeah, I guess Karen didn't exactly join during a different character's route. She just was there to eat.
でも、どういう風の吹き回しですか？ルーチェが料理だなんて。
I think it was Yorihime's route, right? Because it would make sense for Yorihime to join the cooking club more than Julie, because Yorihime would want to be the perfect wife, while Julie was kind of too focused on not killing Yuta.
それはもちろん。愛する夫のためよ。あらまあ。相変わらずお熱いことで。よりちゃん、また怒っているようなマークがおでこに。あら、でもそうだね。そろそろ部活に入るのも悪くないかな。
Yeah, and this time Julie isn't worried about killing Yuta, so she's got more leeway. She's got more freedom. Are you two still... Are you two still in the go home club?
はい。
If you're thinking of joining one, you can check some out today.
お願いします。そうするです。
We decided to check out all the club rooms after class finished. Lucy had decided on the cooking club, but I figured I could intervene to help the others.
ユーナさんは？
She's got, yeah, she's at the work club.
私はお店のアルバイトがあるから。ああ、そっか。ユータさんも入らないんですか？
I'm not really interested in any clubs.
へえ、料理部。こりゃあ入部希望者がどっと増えるか。でもないかな。
What do you mean?
ちょっとでもお近づきになりたくて。でも今じゃあでっかいこぶつきだもんね。
Who's the tick? I wonder. Can you help me out after class? I want to show them around the club rooms.
いいよ。オッケーオッケー。
Thanks a lot.
じゃあ、先に志望が決まっているルーチェから案内して、みんなはそれからにする？私はどちらでも。
With that, we headed to the cooking club room. Oh, wow. The club room shouted with a booming voice. The club leader shouted with a booming voice as she welcomed Lucy with open arms. Well, doesn't really sound like a girl. They were clearly happy to have her.
じゃあ私はもう今から部活動に合流してしまうから。
Listen, I think I did the same thing last time, alright?
めぐみ、ゆうた、あとはみんなのことお願いね。了解。
Should I just wait until you finished?
いいえ、それには及ばないわ。
I'd nodded. Her frankness made it easy to leave her there.
さーてと。じゃあ、みんなはなんかリクエストとかあるの？私、食べる方が好きって言われてもな。
Karen, there's no clubs that just give you free food.
じゃあ、料理部で作った料理はどうなるの？
Well, the people that made it enjoy it together.
じゃあ、私も料理部にしよっと。
Wow. That was a quick change of heart. Her memory was like that of a goldfish's.
あらら、もう決まっちゃった。じゃあ。
You just want to eat. God.
なんか怒られちゃったよ。
I don't think you're suited for the cooking club.
それじゃあ、ゆり姫さんは？そうですね。私、小説が好きなので、そういった系統のものがいいかと。
Yeah, you can go to the Fujoshi Club.
じゃあ、文芸部かな。ゆりちゃんは？
The literature. Oh no. Oh no. No, not Monica.
この前の遠足で絵を描いたのですが、ああいうのっていいなと思ったのですが。
I wouldn't call it recent. I would not consider that field trip to be recent.
じゃあ美術部だよね。ルルちゃんは？
She collect ingredient.
私、ソフトボールが好きです。
Oh, right, that too.
ちょっと意外。ソフトボール部もあるよ。じゃあ、それで決まりかな。
Shibuyan took them to their respective choices.
で、かりんちゃんは結局どうするのよ。私、動物が好き。
Shibuyan's eyes widened with delight.
いいじゃん、それ。じゃあ、私と一緒に飼育部に入ろっか。
There's a husbandry club? You're in the husbandry club, Shibuyan?
もうね、猫命ってもんで。
No shit. Your fucking nickname is Shibuyan. Shibuyan. She loved cats. First I'd heard. Don't stop being sarcastic.
猿はいる？私、お猿は嫌い。お猿さんはさすがにいないって。さあ、じゃあ早速行こうよ。じゃあね
Yeah, thanks for the help. Bye. One by one, they left the group, until it was just lonely old me. Yo, Ushi! Hey guys. This is weird. You being alone after class? I don't follow. And guess what? Right now I'm playing after school at Reggae Club. Excuse me? What does that have to do with anything? Ushio may look like he is alone right now. What are you getting at? I'm always together with you in spirit, okay? I don't know about that. But really, it's weird. You're almost always surrounded by girls these days, you jerk. Sorry, actually, I explained to them what I was doing. Clubs, huh? Why don't you guys join a club or something? Look who's talking. I'm busy with AKG meet and greets and stuff. Oh, that's a weird thing to be busy with. What's so weird about that? I'm busy with the Rogue. Yeah, me too. Say something, why don't you? I wanted to join the same club as you, but you never did. It sounds like just an excuse to me. We stood around chatting for a while, and soon enough, it was closing time at school.
Yuta!
Oh, Lucy.
見かけたものだからつい飛んでしまったわ。薄黒いし、別に構わないわよね。
Did she actually fly over, or was she running? Because that was the sound of running. Yeah. Lucy grabbed onto my arm and snuggled up to me. Even since we started dating, it was somewhat rare for her to be so touchy-feely.
本当に無意識のうちよ。あっと思った時にはもう空に浮かんでいて。苦手なのにね、空を飛ぶのは。
No, she actually did fly. She just made a running sound when she did it. I'm so happy. Running to meet me was her first thought. Oh, no, she did run. I felt a strong bond with her knowing that.
でも私も妙に嬉しかったわ。ユータの背中を見かけて。そういうのって多分初めてだし。
Yeah, huh? We lived next to one another from the outset, so I felt like we skipped the couple stage. But seeing her affectionately attached to my arm made me think we should give that a shot too. It wasn't like we didn't have enough time to explore that as husband and wife. It was just a little spice.
今日はユータも帰りが遅いのね。
I got some food with my friends. How was the club?
ええ、楽しかったし、大いに参考になったわね。
Yeah, but like, this dark, and it's summer, so like, that's like a solid 7 to 8 p.m., bro. Like, what took you so long?
ということで、今夜も私が腕を振るうわよ。
Oh, yeah. I was overjoyed at that, but I had to face a somewhat or extremely tough situation afterwards. Lucy was very thorough when she cooked, so every night dinner ended up being late. And after we ate, it made it that much harder to make a pass. I spent a stiff night tossing and turning. Just jerk off then, what do you... 6, 8. And then Saturday arrived before I knew it. Stand bow. And I had been letting my horny mind wander. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was listening in class, but I can't deny that pink undertones plagued my every thought. I'm gonna get her in bed tonight. We're married, so I don't think it's something to be so touchy to be so touchy about, right? Or so I thought, but I still wasn't 100% sure how I should approach it.
ユータ。
Yep.
そんなに驚かせてしまった？
Oh, no. What's up?
この後は暇？友達と約束があったりするかしら？
Nope, nothing.
そう、ならよかった。あのね、今日は料理部でお昼を作るのよ。だから、ユータもそれを待っていてくれないかと思って。
You mean I can eat what you make?
そう、昨日部長に聞いたら構わないと言ってくれたから。
What? Okay, yeah, sure. You have to ask for permission to share your food with someone that you yourself made. What a fucking stickler. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait.
うわー、じゃあ私も食べる。
No third wheeling allowed.
ダメよ。部長は特例と言っていたのよ。働かざる者食うべからずが基本理念ということだわ。
Like I said, what a fucking stickler.
おー。じゃあ1時間後に迎えに来るから。
Got it. An hour couldn't have come sooner.
今日は私にとってリベンジという気持ちだったわね。
Second chance.
今日はカレーになったのよ。
Second chance curry.
あら、わからない？私がユータのためにカレーを作ってあげるのはこれが2回目なのよ。
Yeah. I guess. I remember that. The first time you had Dory help.
そういうこと。
Lucy grinned.
今日はちゃんと私が作りましたからね。
I meant, I can taste it already. I enjoyed the curry along with the rest of the cooking club. The food was amazing, but it made it a little awkward that the entire club was composed of girls. And that's probably why once we finished eating, I got bombarded with questions from them, mostly about our relationship. I kept my awkward red-faced smile and tried to divert the more embarrassing questions. I took a deep breath when they finally released me.
ちょっと参ってしまったわね。いろいろ聞かれて。
Yeah, all of them were centered around sex for some reason. Could it be that the reason she gave me the okays, the reason that she gave me the okay to come was to ask all that?
かもしれないわね。
We returned to the classroom to get our things, but since we were interrogated so long, the whole building seemed deserted. Classroom hate scene?
もう誰もいないみたいね。あ、グラウンドで競争みたいなことをしている人たちがいるわ。そのくらいかしら。
Yeah. The track and field team is pretty serious.
どうかした？ユウだったら急に固まってしまって。
No. I kind of gulped and talked at the same time. Lucy was looking at me with her mix of confusion and concern. Oh, damn. Thinking about how no one's here, I want to do her. I've been restless, to say the least, these past couple of days, and my mind had been in the gutter all day. The voice of reason was imploring me to wait until we got home, but this was a lust I couldn't easily ignore.
あ、わかった。
Huh?
ユウタの今のその目、私を抱きたいと思っている目ね。
My face burned red as she read me like a book.
ユウだったら。
She walked around the desk to me and put her fingers against my cheeks. Her fingers felt cold since my face was burning up.
求めてくれるのは嬉しいけど、ここは学校よ。
Okay. It's called... What? A poetic... I don't know. It's just... Luna's... One of Luna's... Luna had a school hate scene. So then, of course, Lucy should also have a school hate scene. I mean... Luna also technically had a bath hate scene, but they never fucked in the bath. They just constantly showed Luna naked in the bath, and it was kind of annoying every time I had to censor that. censor, as in cut it out of the YouTube version. I know that, but... Lucy looked at me incredulously. I felt like all I could do was hungrily stare at her legs and arms coming out of her shorter uniform. I never really noticed before. Well, the text box is covering it, so that's why. Our school skirts are really short for the girls. Her creamy thighs were enticing me to no end. And her underarms looked cute as always. I can't believe my mind is going in this direction.
一体どうしたの？さっきのカレーに媚薬なんかは入っていなかったけど。
I mean, I've been enduring this whole week.
ガム？ああ。ごめんなさいね。すっかり料理に夢中になってしまったわ。
I shook my head. I don't think I've ever done these kinds of I've ever had these kinds of thoughts at school.
あ、けど、前にも似たような目を見たことがあるわよ。ここで。
Huh? At school?
正確には廊下だけど、ユウタが吸血機械から戻ってきた時のことよ。
No, he was just tired.
ユウタとのキスも久しぶり。
See, during this time, they at least got to get to home. They got home. They had enough time to get home before they couldn't hold back.
私もずっとあなたのことが欲しくて。
An explosive rush of desire welled up inside me, hearing those words from her. I quickly took a peek around and even inside the dark classroom. Yeah, right. We couldn't possibly do it here. Well, not for your first time, at least. Lucy confidently laughed. She knew she had seen right through me.
あの時もあなたはギラギラする目で私のことを見つめて。
Oh, yeah. I remembered. You can tell.
女ですもの。自分に向けられる視線には敏感だわ。ましてや、愛する男からのものであれば。ね。
We made love for the first time after that. I remember it being hard to wait for me until I got home as well. Lucy. Yeah, this time it's even harder, so they're gonna do it at school. I embraced her as if to hold her captive, and forcefully sealed her lips with my own. I felt her body tensing in restraint. She tightly shut her mouth, rejecting my kiss. Lucy, kiss me.
でも、やっぱりこんなところで。
She was laughing with ease just a moment ago, but now she looked confused and on edge. Her smooth cheeks blushed a deeper shade of red. I felt my illogical lust building even more seeing that. No one's here. I pressed my lips against hers again. I heard cheering from the field. I didn't sense anyone in the area, but I doubted the whole classroom building was empty. The whole classroom building was empty. That thought actually aroused me further, and I exhaled roughly through my nose. Lucy defensively held her tongue back in her mouth at first, but her body had loosened up by then, and she was eagerly sucking my tongue. Sloppy kissing sounds filled the empty classroom. I couldn't believe we were making out in a place that usually bustled with students. Yeah, you're fucking loud as shit. My scented was only heavy before, but it rose to attention after some passionate kissing. Oh, sorry. I got a little too excited. I loosened my grip on her and pulled my face away. Our bodies were still pressed together, though. Lucy. I can't hold it back any longer. Lucy looked away without a word, but I felt a twinge of pleasure in my mouth, in my censored. I noticed Lucy was wrapping her leg around mine, and was teasing me with her crotch. Oh. I moaned softly. Lucy looked at me with a triumphant smile, like she had the upper hand. She was still nervous. Her flushed cheeks were a telltale sign. Lucy. I pulled her in tight again, and clasped my lips over hers. Both our shoulders heaved up and down with heavy breathing. How heavy breathing? Yeah, I do. I want you right here and now. Oh, sure, it'll work out. It worked out for Yuna. It worked out for Luna, you know. They both have a strangely similar sounding first syllable. So does Lucy, you know. It'll work out. I had been hearing occasional cheers from the field. I had my doubts, but I knew stopping was no longer an option. I nodded in confirmation, and she squeezed the bulge in my pants. Your hands are nice, but... It's not that. It's just your boobs are so great. Are so good too. Piesery. It may be a boob job. Yeah, see? Piesery. Oh, you don't know that? She clearly didn't know, but it was cute seeing her pretend. Yeah. I reached out to her for her blouse button. Lucy looked downward, a bit dismayed. Yeah. It's okay. I'm listening carefully. If I hear footsteps, we can instantly stop and hide in the locker or something, and then continue doing it in the locker. She giggled like she was into it, and she looked down at my hands. Okay, just squat down there. Yeah, and take my sensor like this. Outside the classroom building, there were pockets of students who hadn't gone home. It didn't seem like they were looking at us strangely or anything. We rushed inconspicuously to the gate, avoiding any eye contact. We were both bright red and giggly. If anyone had seen us, it would have been obvious we were up to no good. Once through the gate and out of the danger zone, Lucy heaved a heavy sigh of relief. Her shoulders shook as she couldn't hold in the laughter any longer. Something wrong? I asked while laughing myself.
なんか変な気分になってしまったのよ。中庭にいる人たち、誰もこちらのことを気にも留めていなかったけど、それはあくまで表面上のことで、内心では違ったんじゃないかしら。みたいな。
Different how? Lucy didn't bother replying. She just kept her funny red face. I couldn't hold in my laughter either. I felt a bit giddy, a special rush, like when you share an inside joke or a secret with someone. And that someone was my beautiful lover. Knowing it was a secret that had to be kept at all costs made me that much more giddy. Oh. The next person who came out of the gate was shooting a suspicious look our way. Let's go. I pulled her arm to follow me. Lucy's hand still felt hot, and probably as a result of our hard loving. Yeah, okay.
なんか恥ずかしい。
Hard loving. What a way to describe it. Lucy looked more bashful than even when we took each other's virginity.
まだ日も高いことだし、こちらの世界では昼間に活動するのが普通だわ。ということは、昼間のうちにはあまりああいうことはしないんじゃない？
Well, not your average salary worker, no, but there are people who can. Yeah, true. Not normally.
あと、教室でだなんて。
Lucy's cheeks were bright red just remembering it.
今日が土曜日で、まだ良かったかもしれないわね。
What do you mean?
一日置けば、授業中に思い出したりして妙な気分になることも少ないでしょということよ。
Less awkward? You mean you'll feel weird in class?
さあ、どうかしらね。
We laughed mischievously again. But I knew there was no one to hear us, but I whispered anyway. Didn't the thrill make it amazing? I almost lost my mind.
それはまあ。でも、さっきみたいなことが癖になったりしたら困るわよ。
Yeah. I wasn't planning on crossing that dangerous line. But I wonder if Lucy really likes it from behind. I was curious, but our passionate tryst was long over and I didn't feel like asking. But it was true that I wanted to know. Maybe I could buy a book about stuff like that for the time being, just for reference.
けどちょっと激しすぎたのかしら。体がだるいわね。
Oh, really? Maybe we overdid it. Sorry.
いいえ、謝ることはないわ。激しく求められると私も純粋に嬉しいし、でもやっぱりちょっと疲れたみたい。
Lucy placed her hand on her forehead and exhaled. She was red and flushed just a moment ago, but now she was looking paler. Did you catch a cold again? I touched her forehead. Yeah, your hand was hot before, and I can feel a small fever brewing.
仮に風邪だとして、そんなにすぐに症状が現れるものかしら。
Hmm.
まだ体のほてりが残っているだけじゃないかしらね。
At least she smiled and wore her usual confident demeanor, but I couldn't feel relieved just yet. You're feeling unwell a lot lately, seriously. Seriously. She was silent for a while, but finally nodded inside.
そうね。何なのかしら、本当に。
Oh? Do tell, because I have my suspicions. You came here near the end of March. Nothing was wrong then, right?
ええ。
Your usual spells of illness was a recent thing. And it obviously wasn't the environment making her sick. The other 4 girls were fine. What the heck is going on here? Seriously. And we had finally come together as lovers, and were fulfilled sexually. But seeing her ill face from the side scattered that fulfillment into the wind. Anyway, let's get you home and into bed.
うん。
You're gonna... She's not gonna tell you.
じゃあ今日はこれで。
Unless... Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Never mind. I feel like it's only when we have sexy time that she starts feeling bad. If that was the case, this was even more tragic for us. But either way, maybe we could ease up just a little bit. Men and women had their differences when it comes to these things. Guys just get to stick their hard thing in and feel good, but girls have to take a foreign object inside their body and feel good. At the like, although I couldn't say for sure, as I didn't really know. I wonder if there's anything I can ask, anyone I can ask. Adrienne, maybe, but she would have a field day teasing me. Oh, right, maybe I'll ask Shirahase. No, don't.
いらっしゃい。お、珍しいね。
What the fuck is going on? Good evening. I purposefully came just before closing time, so there would be no other customers. I'd peeked out my window and saw that Yu-chan had already gone up for the night.
今日はルーチェの家で食べるんじゃないのかい？
No.
どうしたんだ？喧嘩でもしたの？
Yeah, they had a fight in the shack, in the classroom. Wait, no. Not really.
冗談だよ。二人は熱々って話じゃないか。
Actually, I came to ask you about something related to that.
ん？
He seemed surprised that I would come to consult him. For now, can I just have the set of the day?
あいよ。
I sat down at the counter seat, waiting for the food. Jesus Christ. While I heard the sound of the pan frying in the kitchen.
で、相談事っていうのは？
It's a little weird to be asking. I told him about how Lucy kept getting sick, and also asked about how often was normal for sex and such.
お、こりゃあまた、随分と艶めいた相談だな。けどそうね。まあ月並みな言い方だけど、人それぞれだからな。
Yeah, and she's literally a vampire, and you're probably something more powerful than just a normal vampire, or have the blood of someone more powerful than just a vampire. You know, like a... I'm not. As soon as I kept saying vampire, and then I started thinking about fucking Dio from... No, I'm not relating this to JoJo again.
けどまあ、一般的には付き合い始めとか新婚のうちは猿になるよ。なってもしょうがない。
Everything's a JoJo's reference, bros. Vampires are a JoJo's reference. Okay, you two.
まあ懐かしい話だね。でもだからってそういう期間に特に体を悪くするというのもあまり聞かない話ではあるけど。
I thought so. I kind of knew as well that the sex wasn't the reason. But it was undeniable that the timing was suspicious.
あるいはあれかね。種族の違いとか。
Is it? Because I'm thinking it's the opposite, right? It's because Yuta is related to someone from the same race that it's a problem. I don't know. That factor then reoccurred to me. Julie and Karen had a few different characteristics, but the others were identical to humans. So that was why I was never conscious of it. But in actuality, we were different races, and even lived in different worlds. So maybe that's the cause of all this. I was always deep in thought. A big plate of blood red something was placed in front of me. It was spaghetti.
でもやっぱりそれも関係ないかもしれないね。
Huh?
なんでもゆりちゃんのお父さんは人間という話じゃないか。
Yeah, so I've heard. Yeah.
まあ外見もほとんど同じだもんな。で子供まで設けている。となると種族の違いはやはり支障にはならないんだろう。
I nodded. But if that's the case, then what's the meaning of this? Well, the mystery kept deepening. A mystery, or rather, I froze in place with a mouthful of spaghetti. Was it possible that I was avoiding entertaining the worst case scenario? That Lucy had some kind of disease? Yeah, some kind of disease after drinking your blood. An intense fear overcame me. My chest tightened, and I couldn't stomach another bite. Oh, I forced myself to gulp down the glass of water in front of me.
どうした？急に真っ青な顔になって。
Sorry, there's half left, but I'm done.
え？
I sprinted up the stairs right after eating, and I felt a stab in my gut. I feverishly slammed the knocker against the door, and Dora came out, glaring.
おや、誰かと思えばユータ様。たとえユータ様といえど、少し静かにしていただきたい。今、お嬢様がお休み中でしてな。
Yeah, sorry.
して、いかがなされました？
Oh, right. When Lucy collapsed in the vampire world before, did she have a health examination of some sort?
それはもちろんでございます。ご転移を呼び寄せ、精密検査を行わせました。
And the result? I cut in to ask quickly.
それはもちろん、どこも異常なしの太鼓判でございました。
Oh. My body slackened, and I nearly collapsed on the spot.
そのことが急に心配になったのでございますか？
Yeah, that's it.
であれば、その点は心配ご無用でございます。ただ。
Huh? I perked up to attention again. I was suddenly questioning whether I had been so serious about anything in my life. This is what it meant, surely, to cherish someone in your life.
そうであればこそ、御所様も惑乱されたのでございます。体には何の異常もない。しかるに目が覚めないのは何故なのかと。
So that was why. I took the brunt of his confusion and anger. Okay, thanks.
ルーチェお嬢様はこのところ頻繁に体調を崩されます。我が輩、
心配で心配でなりませぬ。
Well, me too. I turned away from Dora and headed down the stairs. Oh, damn it. I left half my dinner at Honeydew, so my stomach was growling. I didn't want to just show up again, so I decided to go grab a beef bowl. I let out a soul-crushing sigh. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I clenched my fists and beat my head with balled-up fists as I swerved around the street. Ellipses. 6, 9, the funny number. The next day, Sunday, I finished breakfast and immediately went to check on Lucy.
ゆうた様、おはようございます。
Morning. How's Lucy doing?
それがですな、まだ伏せておりまして。
ドーラ、もう良くなったわよ。
You're a liar.
お嬢様、起きられて大丈夫なのですか？
You're not fine. Dora hastily went back inside and I followed.
ゆうた、おはよ
Morning. Do you need to rest more?
う。そんなに心配することはないわよ。何も病人というわけではないのだから。
Yeah. I nodded slowly. That was true. Yeah.
今だって寝起きというわけではないのよ。
ん？
ちゃんと水黒いしてから夫の前に姿を見せたというわけよ。
But in the morning light through the curtains, her face reflected an underlying sickness.
ちょうどよかったわ。今から朝食なの。ゆうたも一緒にどう？
Oh, sorry. I ate before. I'll take some tea, though.
ええ。ドーラ、お願い。
承知いたしました。
Once Dora was out of the room, I stood next to the chair that Lucy sat in. I stroked her smooth hair and put my hand on her shoulder.
ごめんなさいね。心配かけて。
And once we were face to face, I found that I couldn't tell her. Maybe it's linked to our marriage. I just couldn't bring myself to mention it, although I had planned to. Suddenly, I felt her nails on the back of my hand.
最近調子が良くないのはもしかしてあなたのせいかもしれないわよ。
Because of me?
ええ。
She nodded and took her hand off mine. I could see her ears getting red between her strands of hair.
原因は夫婦生活だったりしてね。だって女になったわけですもの。体内の環境にもいろいろと変化が生じてむしろ当然じゃない？
It's not morning sickness, Lucy. You're not getting pregnant until after all the hate scenes, okay? That's how it works in Aragay. Yeah.
ホルモンのバランスが崩れたりとかね。
Really?
ただ。
She smiled secretively and used both her hands to push up her boobs out to me.
ここ最近急にブラがきつくなってきたようなそんな気がするのよね。
That's just placebo.
これはもしかすると愛する夫の求めに応じてということかもしれないわね。
I mean, your boobs are spectacular already.
やだ。
Her ears glowed crimson. My hands tingled with the desire to reach out and inspect them for myself.
ごはん。
Uh-oh. But I backed away at the sudden cough.
レンリの枝も麗しゅうございますが、それは二人きりの防湿だけにてお願いいたします。
わかったわよ。
Intertwinement? Not entwinement. Intertwinement. I've never seen that word before.
夫婦が仲睦まじいことの例えですな。
Thanks for clarifying. What?
お嬢様、お待たせいたしました。
ありがとう。
Dory placed a pitcher of juice and a glass on the table. What, just tomato juice, like always?
そうよ。私は朝はこれで十分なの。
Like, can't believe you don't get hungry.
まあ、そこは気合かしらね。
So she's not denying she gets hungry.
ゆうた様は紅茶でよろしいですな。
Well, yeah, thanks. I sat at the table in front of a mug and a teapot.
我が輩、口を酸っぱくしてもっとたんと食べるよう申し上げておるのでございます。ゆうた様からも言ってやってくだされ。
Yeah, I really think it's best to eat breakfast. It affects your focus for the rest of the day, or so I've heard.
私はこれで十分なのよ。授業もちゃんと聞いているわ。
She didn't plan on eating more then.
もっとこう、ふくよかになりませんと、丈夫な子供も産めませんぞ。
そこのコウモリ、うるさいわよ。
あは。
I spoke up after she had her juice. What should we do today? Go out?
今日は安静にしていた方がよろしいかと存じまする。
Dora barged into the talk, but Lucy nodded meekly.
そうね。ゆうた、今日は家にいることにするわ。
Okay. I thought it was also weird for her to just immediately take Dora's suggestion. It was clear that she wasn't feeling well by a long shot. We spent the day listening to music and watching TV. I guess I should have assumed she had electronics too. The only ones who... Wait. Do any of the other girls have electronics? Because, like, okay. Karen... Well, first of all, Luna's house is too small. So, we've seen basically all of it. We've seen most of Karen's, aside from, like, the kitchen? The other room? I don't know. She basically just uses the fire and the fucking bonfire, the, pit fire that she has in the middle of the room to cook shit. Julie... Her house is too big. I wouldn't know either. Luna... I mean, Yorihime... Probably... It's iffy. It's iffy with all of them, except maybe Luna, but she can use magic, so, like, you know, it's basically the same thing. 6:10, no longer funny.
おはよ
Morning. I exhaled deeply, seeing her back to normal on Monday morning. Although I was relieved in the moment, I knew I couldn't take it to mean the problem was resolved. I became unable to, in good conscience, initiate sex with her. And even though the real cause was still unclear, the timing was too coincidental to deny it was the sex. Well, considering that the first time she got sick was not during sex, I think we can... I think you can assume that it's not because of the sex. But apparently he still doesn't realize that it all started after his blood got sucked, not his dick. I couldn't bring myself to do it, knowing she would collapse in illness again. 5 days later.
ゆうた。
Nah. Sorry, I kind of hurt my back at PE today.
腰大丈夫なの？
Yeah, it's nothing major, but I'm gonna head home to rest at night. And 3 days later. Yes.
ああ、もう寝てしまっていた。
Oh, Lucy, what's up?
決まってるじゃない。言葉で言わせないで。
Oops. Oh. Sorry. I have a small cold today.
風邪？
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to give it to you.
そう。わかったわ。
Sorry.
おやすみなさい。
Night. I'm sorry, Lucy. And 2 days after that.
ねえ、今日は私の部活が終わるまで待っていて。いい？絶対よ。
Yeah, sure. Lucy, we can't hear.
どうしたの？帰って興奮できると言ったのあなたじゃなかったかしら。
Yeah, I know, but... oh, dang. I just heard a voice.
声なんてしなかったでしょ？
Yuta, your excuses are getting weaker and weaker every day. No, I definitely heard someone. Lucy, let's go home.
やっぱり誰もいないじゃない。
Huh? Maybe I'm hearing things. Whatever. A teacher will come around sooner or later. Let's go.